Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Henson, and this week, slightly different, sort of change of direction here. And I say that because I'm not normally like the motivational type. I'm not into the self-help, personal development space. That's not, the world that I'm actively in. But I've been talking to people, and we had just an all-day meeting yesterday with our leadership team, just planning for the next quarter. And one thing that I realized is that I made a change personally a couple of years ago that has really helped me sort of keep my sanity, I guess would be the way to put it. And the reason that I bring this up is because we're going to have some guests on center stage early next year talking about mental health and mindset and all of that. And because I think there's a lot of good conversations to have, primarily because, and I'm sure you're aware, just the legal industry specifically, but just also just small business owners, entrepreneurs in general, they have a lot of mental health struggles, whether it's anxiety, depression, anger, stress. Stress is just such a huge one. And so there's just a huge amount of progress that can be made in that space that I just think that a lot of people just aren't aware of. And there are just small changes that you can make in general. And I share that because kind of how I used to operate was anytime I made a mistake or anytime, something went wrong that I was responsible for, it was the end of the world for me. We recorded an episode on this several months back where I kind of talked about this, where just the end of the world, it's over. Like, I'm getting fired. My life is over. I like just all of just this rush of guilt and humility and embarrassment and all of it just right on top. But obviously over time, you kind of learn like, oh, okay, well, you made a mistake and that sucks, but the world's not ending. Everything's going to be okay. If something broke, it can be repaired, it can be replaced, whatever the case is. And when I realized that, and I started kind of applying that to everything, and I suddenly realized, like, being a manager, being a business owner, a lot of times you are addressing things that are broken. You're addressing mistakes that were made. You're fixing problems and fixing issues that have come up. And to me, I think a huge source of the stress and the anger, the depression, whatever it is that a lot of business owners feel comes from how they view and approach all of the problems and the issues that they're constantly addressing. I've made a joke, I think, several months ago when I last talked about this, where I saw like a quote where if you take the word problem and change it to opportunity, every time, every single situation, every problem is an opportunity, it becomes easier to handle. And obviously that doesn't work in all cases, but it's the core principle of that idea is very helpful, because when you make that shift in perspective, you're no longer solving, you're no longer fixing problems. You're no longer dealing with problems. You are instead using an opportunity to make an improvement, make a change, or whatever. And so, like, here's kind of the example that I think makes a lot of sense with this. Let's say that you buy a brand new house, brand spanking new, custom build. You are the first people to ever live in this house. Everything's going to be great first couple of years or so, whatever the case is. But the longer you live in that house, the more that things are just going to wear down and break, right? Your air conditioner, your water heater, your washing machine, whatever the case is, they're all going to break down. You'll get someone out. You don't want to pay full price to replace it. So maybe you just patch it here and there to keep it going. But eventually you'll come to a time where something needs to be outright replaced, or maybe you had something designed, your staircase or whatever, you had a specific design for that, and you don't really like it anymore. And it's time to renovate. Maybe you want to redo your kitchen, redo your bathroom, whatever. It's not something that's not necessarily broken, but you are at a place where there's an opportunity to renovate and improve it. And that is how I have come to approach work life and the business and the internal side of things. Whether it's a process issue or a team issue or whatever the case is, I look at it not as just this never-ending slog of problems, but just new opportunities to move things forward, to improve as a company. And it has really made a difference. I'm not as stressed. I'll admit, I still face stress and all of that. And, I think that there's a lot of work that would need to be done to completely eliminate that. And so don't misunderstand me there, but it's a lot more manageable. And I'm in a better headspace today than I was a couple of years ago, when I let all of those things sort of negatively affect me and wear me down. And so that's the approach, and if you haven't thought about it like that before, I encourage you to just try it out. What's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, you feel the same that you've always felt? Cool. It's like, no, it didn't get worse. But, approach and view your duties as a business owner, as a manager, not as just sifting through a constant pile of problems and issues, but look at all of the opportunities that you have as a chance to make your processes better. If you don't have the right people in the right seats, it's your opportunity to make a change, get a rock star into your office and in that seat. So many different things that you can do. And it's invigorating. It's looking out kind of at a 10,000 foot view. All of a sudden you don't see this ocean of problems. Instead, you see all of the different opportunities that you have to move things forward, to increase revenue, increase profit, to just increase the overall vibe and the culture and the feeling that you have about your business. And all of a sudden you can be easily reinvigorated with that. And that's great. So that's one way to do it. If you have had other ideas and you've had other methods of beating burnout, beating the stress and the grind and all of that, let me know. And if it's something that you want to share and that's worked with you, let me know and we'll share it on a future episode. I definitely want to hear from you guys just about how you've combated that, how you address mental health and all of that sort of stuff. So hopefully that's a little bit of good perspective. If it's something that you've been feeling and you haven't tried something like that before, try it. And I'm happy to talk with you more about it. Just send me an email, John, JOHN @spotlightbranding.com. Happy to talk with you guys about it. All right. That's going to do it for us this week. Keep in mind, we're still doing our marketing makeover promo, $30,000 worth of marketing services for free, flying you out first class to our Charlotte headquarters. And just giving you the full VIP experience, consulting, video shoots, writing strategy sessions, all of that stuff and more. Go to spotlightbranding.com/makeover to learn how to get entered in for that drawing. We are going to be doing that drawing here for about 5 more weeks, just through the rest of the year. And then we'll do that drawing early in 2022 and pick our winner. And so definitely encourage you. I don't know how much $30,000 would impact your firm. I can tell you we've made similar investments in our business this year, and it has made a huge difference. This entire content studio, if you're watching on video, was part of that. And it's really improved, I think, the information and the resources that we're putting out, among several other things and changes that we've had. So go to spotlightbranding.com/makeover to learn how to get entered and see all of the things that you get with this VIP experience. And that's it. That's going to do it for us this week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.